Avengers Infinity War. I went to see this film just under a week ago, and I've spent pretty much the entire time trying to work out how to talk about it without spoiling it. I feel like every time I think about various bits in the film, I feel like I'm about to say something I shouldn't, which makes it very difficult to do a review. So this review is going to be really bad. Previous to this, my favourite Marvel film was The Winter Soldier. And yeah, I know about Civil War. I know some people like Civil War more. I like the airport scene. The story was a bit all over the place for me. So The Winter Soldier, anyway. Now that I've seen Infinity War is my favourite Avengers film. Or favourite Marvel film, overall. And this is where it gets difficult to talk about. It's almost as if they took almost all of the previous Marvel films, from Iron Man all the way to Black Panther, which was the last one. I think that was the last one. Threw them into a blender, whisked it up, but instead of getting this weird pulpy nondescript mulch, which was instead they got out a pristine 100% hamburger with all the trimmings. I don't know how they did that. Very expertly is probably the answer, and very carefully. What can I say? All the characters are represented, and they do the same trick that Civil War did effectively. Instead of treating each individual character individually, they put them in groups. And of course, for Infinity War, they put them in different groups. They don't have all the Guardians teamed up. They don't have all the original A-list Avengers teamed up. No, they split them up and pair them off and group them up with different people. So we get different interactions between them that we've never seen before. There's tons of action. There's good comedy in between the bits. There's touches of drama here and there, but it's not really that kind of film, if you see what I mean. And the film is 2.5 hours long. I mean, even by today's standards, that's quite a trek. I could have quite easily sat there for another hour. I really could have done. But then again, I'm the kind of person who can watch the entire Hobbit and Lord of the Rings trilogies back to back. So that might be just me. But I could have quite easily continued to sit there for another hour. What can I say without spoiling bits of it? I think my favourite hero was Doctor Strange. I quite liked him in his own film, and his abilities have come a long way since then. In the Doctor Strange film, people complained about him not chucking fireballs and lightning bolts, conventional magic. You won't care. You will not care. This guy does some freaky stuff with his magic. It's insanely good. And spoilers, damn it. See, this is why it took me a week to do this. I have no script. I'm talking off the top of my head, or I'm talking out of somewhere. My favourite villain, Thanos. They tried to make him more three-dimensional and somewhat succeeded. Somewhat. They definitely tried to give him some sort of motivation beyond just blowing half of the universe up. They tried to make it more complicated than that. But my favourite villain was actually one of his lieutenants/heralds in the trailer. The one that tortures Doctor Strange. If you've seen the trailers with the needle sticking in his face, he's the guy that does that in the trailer. So if you've seen that, you'll know who I'm talking about. I just call him the Preacher, because I've no idea what his name was. He's telekinetic, and I thought he had some of the best scenes in the film next to Doctor Strange. And yeah, I'm talking action-wise. But The film, by the way, is not particularly deep story-wise. As I say, they tried to do stuff with Thanos, and they somewhat succeeded. I see what they were trying to do. But I think that really you'll come to Infinity War for the action. If I'm being honest. It's mostly action anyway, so that's exactly what you're going to get. God, what else can I say? Besides, go see it already. In fact, why are you even watching this video? You've probably already seen it and are just watching this video for the hell of it. This is going to be a really short and crap review. Oh, yeah, there's no mid-credit sequence. You know how Marvel films sort of roll the character credits with flashy visuals, and then they have a mid-credit sequence, and then the proper credits start to roll, and then they have an end credit sequence at the end. There is no mid-credit sequence. There is an end credit sequence, and there's a bit of a funny moment in it. Spoilers, but there's a logo at the end, which I didn't recognise, and I have no idea what it meant. So Marvel fans will probably be able to tell you what it means. If you go looking online, I'm sure they'll tell you, but again, danger of spoilers. So you may want to do that after you've watched the film. I hate spoilers. What else do I say? I mean, we obviously get the Wakanda battle. Thanos' army drops on Wakanda, but that's not a spoiler, that's in the trailer. I've run out of things to say that are non-spoilery. I could say stuff. I could say a lot of stuff, but I'm not going to. Just go see it. If you're a fan of Marvel films, you've probably already seen it, and if you haven't, why the hell not? Just go. It's totally worth it. I don't like to board the hype train. You know, I don't like to get excited for something because I think to myself, well, what if it isn't as good as... You know, I prefer to be moderately or minorly surprised, even just pleasantly surprised, rather than disappointed, you know what I mean? So I don't do hype. Spoilers, but this film delivers. And I can't say any more than that. How do you talk about a film without talking about it? I haven't got that part down yet, which is why I didn't script this. Anyway, I think I'm done now. Seriously, Marvel's Avengers Infinity War is now my favourite film. The Winter Soldier was my favourite film. It's now my second favourite film. And as I say, 2.5 hours, I could have sat there for another 1 hour. So, yeah, definitely recommend this. Ooh, final score. I didn't think of that. You know what? Let's just say 10. Let's just say 10 out of 10 masterpiece. It's the best Marvel film they've put out since Iron Man. It just is. Go watch it. I'm done. Like, dislike, comment, subscribe. I don't suppose anybody will click the like button, but whatever. Go see the film if you haven't already. See you next time.